How y'all doing? Welcome to my edition of my Antique Finds. I've found a few goodies for you here, at least a little bit, and I'm going to share some of them with you. And there's some fun stuff out there. I've pulled some things from local auctions, local shops. I've been all over the past couple weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. Spring has sprung in the Midwest. There's more stuff I can buy than I can sell. I'm already seeing that. So fortunately, I'll just have to draw back some, make sure I make a little better purchases. But I have bought some really cool things, and I'll show you a couple, okay? Let's see. We'll start with this one. Well, I thought I'd show you a little bit of an education trick. Are you ready? Anybody know what the little R on the back of the wall pocket is there? It means Roseville, Roseville, Ohio. There's a Florentine Roseville, Ohio wall pocket. And basically, if you don't know the mark, you may not know what that is. For me, I know what it is. The guy I bought it off of didn't. I told him exactly what it was. I told him it was probably, you know, 75, 85 bucks. And, you know, if he wanted to sell it, I'd give him 40. He said, well, I got 5 bucks in it. That sounds good to me, Dwayne. So, he sold it to me. And that's why I showed it to you. And I showed that to you because I tell you those things because, you know, that's the way business is done sometimes. You treat people fair. You tell them exactly what they want to know. And they let you make $1. I try to do the same thing sometimes. So, neat little wall pocket, little Roseville Florentine piece. I bought this because I really liked it. I thought it was so pretty for a paperweight. Little flowers there all inside, controlled bubbles with the lattice work. And it is from Schuster Studios, Nashville, Indiana. Now that's Brown County, Indiana, which is a really fun, touristy place. It's home of all of your famous Brown County artists, and they're really kind of cool to study and know, and I buy a lot of Brown County art, a lot of Indiana art. But Schuster Glass, still in business down there. They've got a set of candlesticks as well, and I thought it was just really neat, so I had to buy it. I hope you guys buy things you like too. Here, big old etched hurricane globe. Put your candle on there. They used a square nail on the bottom, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if you can see the etchings in there. But really kind of a neat piece. Oh, I've showed you a million of these pattern glass pictures, but let's show you something really neat. Look at that. That's got a wire bale handle. So you look really cool pouring your milk there. And again, there's a 100-year-old pitcher with a nice wire bale handle. I thought it was great, you know. Weakness, weakness, weakness. Probably one of the best Chinese brass teapots I've found. So, I think I put 45 on it. And just because it's all engraved and indented in there, thought it was a good example. Oh, the writings of Thomas Paine. Anyone know who Thomas Paine is? Glenn Beck is a big fan of Thomas Paine. Common Sense was a book that he reproduced. The Age of Reason talks about his basic beliefs in his belief in a higher God, a higher moral entity, as a signer of the Declaration of Independence, which means that he surrendered to something greater than himself, even though he did not believe Christianity, the Muslim religion, or the Hebrew Jewish religion had all of the facts straight. He still surrendered to a higher God, and in turn made those decisions not upon himself, but based upon his knowledge that something was greater than he. Signer of the Declaration of Independence. I have 4 of these, and let's see, this one is Essays and Letters and Addresses. There are 10 volumes. Guy was just prolific. Another Essays and Letters, and this one is The Rights of Man. So, in his belief in man. I haven't read most of this yet. But the real neat thing about these is they are 1 of 500. And this set is number 117. So just really good work. Nice craftsmanship. 1908 is when this set was done. And I found one set on Abe Books. It was like $6 I just don't think they're worth that. I think these are probably $100 a piece. And just because they're a limited edition and a nice settings, you know. But pretty cool stuff for me, just because I've been, you know, listening to a little bit of Thomas Paine. I've been, you know, reading small articles and different things and understanding a little bit about what he is and who he was, being a signer of the Declaration. So it was just kind of cool to come across them. Oh, let me put this big old pot up here. Here's something you probably will not see too often, so I figured I'd share it with you. Iron pot. There's a pair of these. I bought them at an antique shop the other day, and these are Oscar Bach. Oscar Bach was an incredible designer, super display here. I mean, think about a pair of these in a fancy, fancy house or apartment. They would just set off a room. They're big, they're ornate, you can do a lot with them. And the people I bought them off of had cigarette ashes all at the bottom of them. They didn't care anything for them. They didn't even have a clue what was in there. And so I got to clean them up, and they're important to me. Oh, a Victorian comb rack with your carved anchor and your heart, your sweetheart there, and just a nice memorial. Used to be another couple of pieces there to it, but I still thought it was neat. I found it in a shop for $5, so you can't beat that. Got a real neat Chinese piece here for you. See if you can see all of the gold work and all the weavings. Came out of a nice estate. Cinnabar. Now, what's great about this piece is I've never seen the form before. So I spent a lot of money on it, but I've never seen this form. And sometimes when something's rare to you, it might be rare to someone else too. Might turn out to be common, but no gamble, no reward. And maybe I could show you some of the details. So this is a lacquer process where basically coats were added and added and added up to 50, and then whizzled and chiseled down, all to form different patterns. I just don't know how anyone could perfect such a technique on a gourd like that. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me. There was another Chinese lacquer piece that day that I bought that one, and I happened to run it up to $1,200. The bidder won it for $1,300, and all I knew is it was great. And either it was worth $800 or it was worth $10,000, and I could not figure out the difference at that point. So, he who knows the most wins sometimes. Speaking of that, if you ever run across these, you just might want to know, look at this absolutely beautiful blanket. Are you ready? Ah, pretty, right? Oh, let me show you. So I thought it was nice. I threw it in the box. I figured I'd look at it when I got home. And it says, St. Libre Indian School. Made in China. Azul. How? There you go. Kind of cool, but your native Indian blankets are now made in China to support your school. Oh, Ted Williams sleeping bag. Ted Williams for Sears did a whole line of stuff. I didn't even know this. You know, I knew Ted Williams had ball gloves and bats and things like that. But I didn't know he did like outboard motors, fishing reels, lanterns. Gosh, I looked on eBay, I saw a lantern bring like $300. But I don't know, maybe $50 for a Ted Williams sleeping bag. And it was free. The sketches of Caroline Williams from Cincinnati, Ohio. When you buy something local to you that means a lot, you're kind of proud of it, but the greatest thing I bought it for is simply this. She signed the inside cover. We used to get $100 a piece for Caroline Williams sketches. Now they're, I don't know, $10, $20, $30. But a signed book, I'll put it in my collection. I kind of liked it. I have a really, really great piece. Let me see if you get this. Souvenir from Cebu, U.S. Navy, the Rehoboth. Look at that tortoise shell, all hand painted, and basically the Rehoboth was taken out of commission, I think in 1967 it says. Was retired, '68. And here's a Philippines thing. This was probably done by some GI. He just was overseas, and he had somebody painted up in a memorial. He might have been on there or something, and traveled around. I was walking through an antique shop. It was $40 or so, and I couldn't leave it there. I had to buy it. I just thought it was a super memorial and great historical aspect, and it came with a little printout there. Tells you all about the Rehoboth and when it was in commission, where it served. You know, it was even World War II in Philippines and different places, and really just what importance it was within our military service. And they just decommissioned it. I got one more big piece for you. Sometimes you buy them because you like them. Remember, I like these big Art Nouveau things. Here's another large one. This one, though, sounds pretty solid now. It was real tingy earlier. It has a crack all the way around the bottom. And so I went ahead and put some super glue in the crack holes. For me, I just want it to last for a while. I mean, it's like 2 inches apart from being all the way around. And I thought, well, I know it's going to happen. It's going to break eventually. So why don't I just seal it up, put it on my shelf, and, you know, as the old auctioneer says, turn it to the wall, boys, and you'll never see the chip on the other side. And maybe that's the story with this for me. I'll just turn it over to the wall, and I'll leave it there and enjoy it for many years. Oh, got a big echo in there, too. And it's Balik Willets, and probably if this was without a crack around the bottom, easily $300 to $500. Just a big, big, beautiful piece. So, just a few things I thought I would just show your way. I'm always excited to see what everybody else has going on out there. There's some great people finding some fun stuff, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. And until we meet again, guys, we'll head out with a little Judas Priest.